Okay then. So good morning, good afternoon everyone. So my name is Justine and here with me is Tuba and we will discuss about Turkish Airlines. So to start off, here's the presentation outline to have a clear view, to give the audience a clear view on what we will discuss and like to have a very structured presentation. So the first thing that we will discuss is to give you an overview of what is the Turkish Airlines. Next one is to give you the background, including this history, core values, stories of excellence, etc. Next one is we will also discuss to you the organizational structure, like for example, the organizational chart. Next one is we will also give you a background of how is the culture of the organization inside Turkish Airlines. Next one is we will give you an overview of political, legal, technological environment and the corporate responsibility of Turkish Airlines, the social responsibility and its ethics. So sustainability, and lastly is the diversity and multiculturalism and other issues. So before we start, I would like you to present a very short video about the Turkish Airlines.
The world is full of global airlines. They fly into the same old countries that suit their needs. They go from their A to their B, all with acceptable service, offering the same routes and the same schedules. Same comes as standard. But the world is also full of those who venture and constantly challenge themselves to learn and grow, searching for something new. People who see beauty in the strange and unknown. They open their eyes and minds to see the world with a sense of wonder and not a sense of entitlement or worse, fear. They see possibility in places that others have overlooked and work to build their ideas from nothing and make an impact far from the worn path. These people delight in the world's differences and seeming contradictions and find joy in the unfamiliar. They haven't lost that sense of wonder, and neither have we. From our location at the new center of the world, we fly to new worlds every day, bridging worlds and bringing the different cultures, people, and perspectives of the world closer together. Our childlike curiosity brings with it a promise of human warmth, empathy, and understanding for hospitality that's from the heart. We go beyond expectations, delivering a travel experience that is as delightfully different as the places we fly to. We travel to create new paths to possibility and expand our minds to be electrified and magnified. We're for the culturally curious, who like us are never satisfied with the same old places and the same old routine, and who celebrate what happens when different things come together to create the unexpected. Because we both know traveling this great big world is the first step toward changing it. So whenever you're ready to seek that new opportunity, challenge a belief, form a new perspective, or land in a brand new world, we're ready to take you there. Turkish Airlines. Widen your world.
Yes, Turkish Airlines, and it's like widen your world. And anyways, okay, so I will first now discuss something that you need to discover at the Turkish Airlines company, including its recruitment process. So let me tell you about the recruitment process. Like Turkish Airlines employs the candidates, the company will work together within its global service network under the following 4 categories. And these are the following categories. We have the cabin crew, the cockpit crew, overseas office employees, and of course the administrative or technical department employees. Next one is I'll tell you briefly about the history of how the Turkish Airlines' success in the span of less than 100 years. For your information, from 1933 to 1945 is the establishment of the Turkish Airlines, and by 1933, the State Airline Administration, operating under the supervision of the Ministry of the National Defense, has been established on the 20th of May. And from 1946 to 1956 is the rise of Turkish Airlines. I'll tell you briefly about it after this history. And of course, by 1946, the State Airline Department has been renamed as the General Directorate of the State's Airline Administration, and veteran pilot Colonel Osman Nuri Baykal has been appointed as the Director General, which he portrayed a very good leadership on this one. That's why it made the Turkish Airlines successful. And by 1956 to 1967, it has been incorporated, and by 1956, it was established on the 1st March with a capital stock of 60 million liras. And Turkish Airlines joined the International Air Transport Association, or IATA, an industry oversight body established by the world's airlines in order to facilitate commercial, technical, managerial, and economic cooperation, and to prevent unfair competition among its members. So if you're familiar with those, like competition of airlines, you probably know this one. And not last, but from 1967 to 1980 is the transition to the jet era and overseas expansion, where Turkish Airlines have offices in numerous countries, not just in Turkey, but also around Europe. And more of the history is the growth of the Turkish Airlines from 1980 to 1990, and they expanded more overseas from 1990 to 2003, and from 2003 to 2012, they become a global brand, and by 2012, they become an inspiring brand. And 2014, in the previous years, the company were once again announced as the best airline in Europe of the Skytrax Passenger's Choice Award this year. This thing that we have, like the best airline in Europe, makes us Tuba agree in one thing, that we would like to present something about Turkish Airlines. So, because when you're presenting this kind of airlines, you can brag a lot of things about this airline. So that's one of the things we considered in choosing why we presented Turkish Airlines. And the companies, if you watch this, the When You Dream advertisement, which has the message it doesn't matter if we fly to the most places in the world, if we don't fly to everywhere within 30. It actually broke records for the number of views in the internet. So I guess we gotta help you watch it because we already presented the video, so maybe it will consume time. And anyways, continues with the history. The Turkish Airlines were awarded, take on this, the best business class lounge dining from 2014 to 2015 twice. Then it also received the best business class airline catering from 2013 to 2015. It was 3 times, and the best airline in the Europe, guess what? 5 times. And of course, it's also the best airline in Southern Europe 7 times at the Skytrax Passenger's Choice Awards. So let me give you a brief overview, or just an overview, of what is the current status or the employee profile and organizational structure. Sorry. From the personal distribution, for the flight, overseas, and domestic personnel as of August 31, 2014, the flight personnel of the Turkish Airlines, has 11,000 plus employees. The overseas personnel has 22,759. The other personnel, the domestic one, has over 5,000, and the total personnel is 20,000. And in terms of education, the employee number, the Turkish Airlines have an employee of 56 doctorate employees. Postgraduates are over 1,000. From the university, they have 10,000. Colleges, 2,000. High school, over 5,000. Primary education, over 100. So the total personnel is 19,341. And in terms of the gender, the demographics of the female is 9,000 and the male is 10,000. So you can see it's not really the digits or the figures are not really that big. It means that they are welcomed with a lot of cultures, there's no sexism that occurs in the culture of the Turkish Airlines. They're welcome with any gender. Next one is, and I'll discuss to you about the mission, the vision and values. The mission of the Turkish Airlines is to become the preferred leading European air carrier with a global network of coverage, thanks to its strict compliance with flight safety, reliability, product line, service quality, and competitiveness, whilst maintaining its identity as the flag carrier of the Republic of the Turkey in its the civil air transportation industry. Of course, from the word itself, Turkish Airlines, they are still carrying the name of the Turkey. So, whatever the achievements or whatever the issues of Turkish Airlines, it probably would reflect how Turkey. So far there are less incidents in Turkish Airlines, so this means like Turkish Airlines are really caring for the customers and they are really, very professional at work. So it might reflect, and it really reflects from Tuba that she is really like professional at work, caring for all things, and yeah. And anyways, going to the vision and values, one of the visions of Turkish Airlines is to become an air carrier with a continued growth trend over industry average. So they don't settle for less. They are, as much as possible, if they could go beyond the average of the Turkish Airlines achievements or performances, they will do that. And they also vision their company to have a zero major accidents or crashes and the most envied service levels worldwide. And so far, I think they are achieving that kind of vision. And the unit costs equating with low-cost carriers. They also want to have the sales and distribution costs below industry averages. And the personnel constantly developing their qualifications with the awareness of the close relationship between the benefits for the company and the added value that they contribute. And the entrepreneurship that creates business opportunities for fellow members in the Star Alliance and takes advantage of the business potential provided by them. And lastly, a staff well adapted to modern governance principles by observing the best interests of not only shareholders but also stakeholders. They don't want to have a so-so kind of employee. They all want to have their employees to be developed and competitive. So let me discuss to you now the core values. So the core values of Turkish Airlines is first, honesty and fair dealing. Next one is customer satisfaction. Next is demonstrating respect to individuals, innovation, teamwork, leadership, productivity, confidentiality, and an open door policy. So let me now give the floor to Tuba to discuss about the overview of the company's policy.
Okay, hello everyone. Now I'm going to talk about the company's policy. Firstly, I want to start with the corporate policy. At that point, we have to analyze the operational safety and security. And for the Turkish Airlines, safety is the priority thing in the company. And then the Turkish Airlines always care about the quality and the customer satisfaction. That Justin mentioned about a lot of things, the vision and the mission part. The Turkish Airlines always cares the customers' comments, suggestions, and everything. And because of this company became a really global and the best airlines, one of the best airlines. And the occupational health, safety, and environment again. And they are also caring about the environment a lot because the airline company, everyone thinks that the environment always should be the first point for them because they are always in the air and they are polluting the air, but they trying to be best at this place, at this area. And the information security, this is also so important because they have a lot of customers, so they have to give importance at that point because the security is the most important thing for the customers. And again, the safety policy, this is another topic for the Turkish Airlines. For this, as I said before, the priority of safety is important for them, and the management commitment is also so important because the Turkish Airlines acknowledge the involvement of the management as a key of the contributing factors to the improving the company. And let's look at now the quality policy. The Turkish Airlines always searching for perfection in service, and they are also giving priority to safety and security in all their activities and all their awareness of the value of the life. And they are also displaying a customer-focused approach because the thing for the airline companies just customers. if they buy tickets from the Turkish Airlines, this is the best thing for them, but they have to care their wishes and their suggestions and the other things. And they are always creating a difference through their employees. Maybe this also makes them the global company because they always care about their employees' rights and the work environment conditions, whatever. And they are making use of advanced technology and management sources because technology for the flights, for the plane, for the system, these are so important points for them. And now, let's keep going with the quality policy. They are always trying to maintain a widespread and well-built flight network. This is the most important point for them. And they are sustaining the global airline identity. I was surprised when you said I never heard that the Turkish Airlines, because you saw the before, there are a lot of prizes awarded area for the Turkish Airlines, so I think that everyone knows the Turkish Airlines. Yes, I am Turkish, maybe because of this I am more focused on this company, but everyone knows, I think, because when I came here, most of the European friends told me, oh yeah, I came here with the Turkish Airlines, it's best. I didn't come with the Turkish Airlines because in Turkey, the Turkish Airlines always so expensive. If you are Turkish, this is the other point. Yeah, let's keep going. I will give the details.
Because we don't have direct flight to Taiwan. They have to Hong Kong and Hong Kong to Taiwan. That's why the awareness and of branding is not so well known here in Taiwan yet. So this is a potential market because Turkish Airlines really good.
And maybe as I see the European people more travelers, more traveling in the world. Maybe because of this they are more interested in the airline companies. For example, I also don't know most of the airline companies before I start to travel, but now I almost know most of them. Let's see after now. And then they are always acting with the awareness of the social responsibility and they collaborate with their business plan. The Justin will give the details about the social responsibility that the company manage. And they are complying with the quality management system and continuously improving the effectiveness. This is the general perception for every company, and also increase in efficiency and productivity. Plane? Yes. And security policy again. You see the security and safety in their policies. We can see at every point the security is the most important thing for them. And they want to ensure the operational security, but also the customer security. And they are trying to determine the security responsibilities really good way. And then they want to identify the security vulnerabilities and the roles also. Yeah, these are almost the same parts, but they explained all these differently, so I have to give all these things. And environmental policy. At that point, they are managing the environmental aspects with just not social responsibilities, but also some rules and the policies also. They are trying to minimize the adverse environmental impacts and also developing along with the stakeholders. And so they are also improving it constantly. Now, the last policy for the Turkish Airlines is the customer satisfaction policy. When the Turkish Airlines make some surveys for the customers, they always took really good results because the customer satisfaction is the most important point for them, and they also taken the results really good way. I also so happy for after the flights in the Turkish Airlines always. I don't know, have you ever used the Turkish Airlines before? You? And? Okay, I will ask you later. Yeah, at that point, Turkish Airlines, they are saying that to ear our customers without any economic expectation. It's a little bit lie because their aim also the economic success by providing communication opportunities through which their customers can deliver the expectations, complaints, suggestions, satisfaction and in passenger transportation activity. And in accordance with the expectation and requirements of their customers, they are continuously improve their process using the feedbacks and as well as from their all of stakeholders and provided all necessary resources to improve their products and services. Now let's look at some social responsibility projects.
Thank you, Tuba. And for the corporate social responsibility, I will discuss to you how they are helping the environment or the society at large. So one of their projects is that Turkish Airlines, due to the awareness of social responsibility, aims to participate in the society in which it operates beyond its commercial interests. So this policy is manifested through to the employees who have full awareness of the values being put forward through their work and their regulations to be followed. They adapt the company values as their own, work to solve problems, share knowledge, willingly participate in teamwork, aim to improve, and are always ready to take part in every kind of physical, medical, or mental challenge. So I'm going to discuss to you how they are helping the society. So one of their beneficiaries is the One Team, the Euroleague. I will discuss later, but here's a brief overview of it. So the Turkish Airlines, the Euroleague basketball title sponsor, has partnered to create an initiative, One Team, as a way to reach out to those in our society who are disadvantaged, either mentally or physically. The aim of the project to make a social development in the public by using basketball as a tool with the help of the EuroLeague teams. So the sustainability, this one is strongly committed to sustainable development. Turkish Airlines has developed sustainability agenda based on 4 pillars: government, economy, environmental, and social. They act in conformity with the international aviation regulations along with the national requirements and aim to go beyond compliance by implementing internationally recognized management systems and policies. So just to give you again an information, so what are they doing is that they are helping those, for example, like the missing, I don't want to specify exact like disease of the children, but more of those mentally and physically not really that full potential as ours, but they are helping them, the Turkish Airlines, helping those children through means of the basketball. So here, for the next part, or for the last part, we will discuss about our conclusion and discussion through the issues being discussed and what are like the overview of what everything we have discussed.
Yeah, now we can absolutely say that why the Turkish Airlines managing the diversity and the multiculturalism of this area, because they have diverse employees, business partners, and community relationships is vital to continue and advance aeroscope services for their diverse area customers around the world. And they are also providing the work environments for all employees. This is the other point. And that he is welcoming, respectful, and engaging with their opportunities and personal and professional development. And we can say that they are formal and the company-wide diverse strategy and the mission and goals which guide a variety of internal programs and programs. Now we can absolutely say that it's not surprised that Turkish Airlines has top of the list of the Fortune, the 100 best companies to work for. And now maybe we can say that some secrets why Turkish Airlines operate this organizational culture. We conclude